Hi, this is Ray. If you're interested in lighting a smoker, figuring out how to keep it lit, you're in the right place today. You might notice that the video format here is a little bit different than normal. That's because this is a sample lesson. Actually, it's lesson number 17 of Ray's Complete Beginner's Guide to Beekeeping, a course that has over 35 lessons and 5 hours of instruction to help you get started in your beekeeping journey. If you're interested in the full course, you can go to my website at www.honeytopbees.com to find out more information and purchase the course. Enjoy the lesson on how to light a smoker and keep it lit. Welcome to lesson 17, where we're going to talk about how do you light a smoker. The smoker is one of the most important tools that a beekeeper has, and it sometimes can be one of the most frustrating tools that we have. Until you kind of get the hang of lighting the smoker and keeping it lit, it can kind of be frustrating in that sometimes when you need the smoke the most, your smoker goes out or it never got fully lit. So I'm going to try to show you how to light a smoker and how to keep it lit and some different materials that you can use in order to make your smoker stay lit a little bit longer. So let's first of all look at this smoker together. I have a brand new smoker here. You can tell it's still shiny and new and doesn't have very much creosote on it. Inside of the smoker that you'll get typically will have some sort of a spacer plate like this. And these little tabs that you see on the bottom usually come flat like this. You're going to want to, first thing you're going to want to do when you get your smokers, you're going to want to go ahead and stand these up like 3 little legs. And then we're going to put this back in. This is going to create an air pocket. Because one of the things that's essential for your smoker to operate properly is oxygen. And if you stuff all of your burning material down into your smoker and there's no place for the oxygen to gather, it can make it really difficult for your smoker to stay lit. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn those plates up and we're going to put that back in. Now, what I'm going to do here is just show you in the classroom a few materials that I use for lighting my smoker, and then I'm going to take you outside and actually demonstrate this. All right, let's talk about some of the materials we're going to use to light our smoker. There are a host of materials and all of them will work fine. Most beekeepers over time will try various fuels and they'll come to one that they rest on and like the best. And the one that you choose is going to partly be determined by how long you need your smoker to be lit. If you only have 1 hive, 2 hives, 3 or 4, you can probably get by with something just simple as pine straw or cardboard because it doesn't need to be lit as long. But if you have more than that and you're going to need to be in your beehives for an hour or 2 hours, then you're going to want to go to a more slow burning fuel. So the type of fuel that you use is somewhat dependent on the number of hives that you have. But let me show you some of the fuels that I use and some of the pros and cons to some of them. Probably my favorite is pine straw. Now, it depends on what area of the country you're in, whether pine straw is regularly available. But if you have an opportunity to buy some pine straw or collect some pine straw, you should grab a few bags and stuff it full because it burns very easily and it lasts relatively a good amount of time, especially if you just have a few hives. So for me, if I only have 1 or 2 hives that I need to check on, maybe 3 or 4 at the most, I'll just use pine straw. Other materials that you can use is you can just take some cardboard, a cardboard box for maybe a delivery, cut it into a strip, roll that strip up, put some tape over that strip. You can make a little cardboard roll. You can use cotton. This is just some cotton sheets that you just roll up and put inside your smoker and it will work great. These little fuel pellets are pretty readily available. I've had mixed success with these. They tend to burn slow, but they're a little bit difficult to get lit. So I would just kind of maybe give them a possibility. And then another thing that works really good is rolled up burlap. Now this might be too big for you if you're going to only be in your hives for a short amount of time, because this will last a significant amount of time, but this works really well. It fits right inside of the smoker. You can actually purchase these already pre-rolled, but it's just food grade burlap wrapped into a roll. Put some tape around it. You light it from the bottom and get it lit really good and then put it into your smoker. Now I'm going to step outside and show you how I actually light a smoker and demonstrate it for you. And so let's head out there and do that, and hopefully this will help you to have a little bit more confidence. Oh, one last thing, sorry. As far as what I use to light, of course you can always just use a regular lighter, or you can use a match if you wish. These little butane torches work great, and then the propane torch as well. These speed up the process significantly for you. So let's step outside. Okay, so for this particular demonstration, I'm just going to use pine straw because I don't actually have any use for the smoker after I'm done showing this to you. But what I would normally do is I would get some pine straw lit in the bottom. Now you want to light your smoker in such a way that the flame is coming from the bottom, not from the top. So what that means is if I was to take this pine straw and light it, I'm going to want to light the bottom of it and then put it in so that the flame is on the bottom and working its way up. If you light it from the top, it's hard to get the flame to go from the top to the bottom. So one of my biggest keys for successful with lighting your smoker is light from the bottom first. And this includes if you're going to start with, say, paper. You're going to roll up a crumple of paper, put that on the bottom, and then put your pine straw next. But do something that lights very easily on the bottom of your smoker. I also should mention that just lighting something like these wood pellets, I don't think I mentioned this inside, but this is probably my fuel of choice for when I'm using my smoker for an extended period of time. But I just can't light these pellets. They're too difficult to light by themselves. So what I need to do is I need to get some embers burning in the bottom of my smoker first and then pour these on top. So what I normally do is I will light some pine straw like this. And I like to kind of curl it into a little bit of a ball. There's a couple of dried leaves in here. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and light it from the bottom. Get it going pretty good. Stuff it in. And now I'm going to puff my smoker because I need to give that plenty of oxygen. And I like to get it going really good so that the flames are coming out the top. Now I know I've got smoke, I've got flame all the way in. And then what I will typically do is go ahead and stuff some additional pine straw inside. And get that going. And again, I'm going to work till I start seeing the flames coming out the top. And just keep puffing it. And there go our flames. The flames are starting to come out the top now. And so at this point, if I was only checking 1 or 2 hives, this would be all that I would need. This would last me probably 15-20 minutes. This pine straw would burn about that speed. So I can just put my top on, and now I've got a nice puff of smoke. Now, it's important when you're using your smoker that you keep puffing it occasionally. Every 30 seconds, 45 seconds, just keep it by you. Give it a little bit of puff because the bellows are going to blow oxygen in through the middle of that flame bed, and that's going to keep your smoker lit. Now, if I was going to be using my smoker longer, now that I have it going, I would, now that I see some embers down in there, it's at this point that I would take my cotton, I would take my pellets, I would take my wood burning pellets, and I would pour them on top. And so that will begin to catch flame inside of here, and that will provide me with a longer lasting burn than I'm going to get with just this pine straw. So there's your lesson on smokers. There is a little bit of an art to it, but I think, again, my biggest tip, get that flame started on the bottom with something simple. Paper, cardboard, or pine straw, and then put your more long-lasting fuel on top. This smoke is blowing right back into my face. Now, when you're done with your smoker, what do you do with it? Because you want to be careful that nothing will cause a fire. So there's a couple of things you can do. They make a metal smoker box that you can put this in, close it off. You can also stick something in the end. A stick that fits in here real tightly, like fits in there like a plug, is a great way to kind of cause that fire to go down. And then storing this in a safe place away from the wind will also reduce the chance that perhaps this could light something else on fire. So be careful with your smoker when you're done with it, that you extinguish it and put it all the way out, or put it in a safe place to where it won't cause any hazard around your property.